when I seen this, and my mother is at the top. My mother is the top, right? And that's that. Seeing her correct. She wasn't telling me, Conor, do this, be right, get yourself right, do this, do that. Because that isn't almost. You're gonna say, wait, what? I'm okay, and you'll almost rebel against that. It's leading by example. And I saw my mother in the great light that she was in, and I was in awe of it. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to get to that stage. I want to be in this position. And that motivated me to go and correct myself. So that's what I'm saying in that way. As long as you in your place are correct and on top of your game to what you need to do and where you're going, everything else around you will fall into shape, and everyone will, take inspiration from that and become that in their own way. And then they will bring their own qualities to it, which will make the whole picture like a Picasso, like a Picasso painting.
For sure, man. Very wise words. I fully agree. The only way forward is lead by example. Don't force anything, because it will naturally happen. Wrong people will depart, and right people will join the wagon.
Yeah.
So fully agree.
For sure. And I went through that. Went through this time, almost trying to get people the way I feel it should be, but it's not about that. That's all external. In the internal must be correct. It's like listening to external thoughts or external doubts from people that will criticize you or want to see you fail or it's like a mirror almost. People will project their own insecurities towards you. You know what I mean? It's like it's all external. It does not matter. As long as your internal is strong and correct and focused. Again, it's like a mirror. So my internal is correct, and I'm looking out in such a strong place. It reflects back like a mirror, and then all I'm seeing is internal strength within my surrounding. You know what I mean? The external is not even a nothing. I went through. You go online or something, you'll see some guy. Hey, you only fought Cerrone, or like imagine some guy saying that about a legend or something, or the way the fans kind of try and downplay who you fought or something, or you haven't fought this guy yet, or you ain't done that. If you think of it like a mirror, that man or that person who's writing this or saying this, he himself is projecting his own insecurities, because that man would have not even fought anyone on planet Earth. So he's saying, you ain't done this, you ain't done that, when really it's his own thoughts that he ain't done this or ain't done that on any scale. So it's like a mirror. So, as long as your own self is right, everything else around you will become right, and that's it.
So being indifferent to external is also part of the key, right? Being indifferent to the external.
Yeah. And that's, yes, of course. And I've been reactive to it, external. And even now, with all the things that's going on with me in the fight business, Sergey, I know we don't want to talk about the fight business, no problem. I appreciate that also. It's a different conversation. Yeah, it's an attempt at getting a reaction, getting you to like bait on a fishing rod. They want to draw out a reaction to paint your character or yourself in a different way, to see you go a different route. But it's like, as long as you're yourself and you're strong and you're, like I said, leading from the top, it's like it's non-existent. You're not reactive. You're creative, and that is what it's all about. It's about creating, not reacting.
Do you think for modern leaders it's important to have someone, to pass on the knowledge, someone who will inspire you, or you think on your own it's also possible without listening to others to succeed?
That's a bit ego. That's a bit of an ego issue. I feel you can't. You've got to have an open mind. You've got to accept and not. It's almost like the old martial arts way before people began mixing the arts. It was like a karate coach would disrespect someone else's methods and almost almost spit on the methods and the way of training, and that is not the right way. And then all of a sudden the fight would happen and it would not end well, and then they were forced to look at themselves. So that I would feel that that's kind of the same thing. If you don't look for guidance from elsewhere, we are all students at the end of the day, and that's got to be understood, no matter what level you are. You know, we are all students. We must all remain with that student beginner mindset. So I think to be a leader, you've got to be a leader. You've got to be an amazing student. You know what I mean? And you've got to remain that.
No one knows where Conor invests. Where do you invest? Where do you normally?
What do you mean invest?
Like invest money? I mean, do you in which areas you invest? Some people know that you are co-owner of Proper 12, but do you have other businesses where you have stakes, and like what spheres of business do you put your money into?
I have many businesses, and I'm involved in many things for sure. You know, obviously I've got the Proper 12, I've got Mcgregor Fast, I've got the Mac Live Media. I've also got Paradigm Sports Management. I've got property development work going on here as well. I've got my hand in many pies. You know what I mean? Many good things that are going on. For me, I invest as far as like stocks and bonds and all of this type of thing. I don't engage in any of that. I don't engage. Not that I don't think that that's a bad thing, but and maybe down the line, I don't know. You know, if I've met with these financial advisors and I've listened to them, and you know, it's not really related to me, to be honest, to be putting my money in things that I've no interest in or no passion towards. I just go down and invest in things that I'm passionate about. I've got Claymore Productions also, which is a production company. And we've got big things planned with Netflix regarding my own movies, as well as executive producer of other ventures, and you know, so the production aspect is very good. I've got about 9 or 10, 8 or 9, I'd say.
How about technology? Do you have any investments into technology businesses, like I don't know, some websites, media websites, or technology companies who make games?
I have my media. I have my media site, the MacLive. We're actually doing amazing numbers. We're mainly mixed martial arts and fight sports, and we're looking to grow and go into other sports, as well as we do lifestyle and health and these type of things. So it's growing at a nice rate. You know, it's been